Okay, I am so sorry, guys. Gotta love computer issues. My computer decided to restart itself. So I know I disappeared and thankfully was able to get it booted back up really quickly. So I am back and I hope that I can see that you guys said, oops, she's gone, audio is gone. So my hope is that now you can see me and hear me. Okay, so I am going to okay, so I'm gonna grab this again. And okay, awesome. I'm glad y'all can hear and see. So I'm just having some technical difficulties tonight, guys, and I apologize. That's what we gotta love, right? About when we work with technology. So let's see here. What is going on? Present to everyone. Just give me a second. Okay, my goodness. Okay, so I'm gonna hope that you can see my screen. Can you guys let me know that you can see it? And we will jump onto the races. I am going to just take care of two more little things I need to take care of. Okay, we are good to go. So can somebody tell me they can see my PowerPoint? Awesome. Okay, thank you, Pam. Okay, let's get going. And so really what I want to do, guys, is show you how you can build the business that's going to give you the life that you want. And I really want to share some practical daily action steps that are going to help you to become superhero efficient so that you can become a strong leader and can really create the business that you want to over the next 1, 3, 5, 7 years and even beyond. So I hope you have a pen and paper handy. I kind of want to start off with kind of a bigger picture, and then we're going to drill down into some real specific strategies and steps that you can take. So we're going to discover how Busy Mom of 3 builds a massively successful business in less than 15 hours a week. And we're not going to go into so much of the schedule, but I want you to understand how people do this. How do people start a business and really build it successfully to really create that time and financial freedom? Well, let's talk. First, I want to start out with who am I? Well, I'm Emily Quisenberry, and there's me with my family. We love the beach. We've got 3 kids. Love them to death. I've been I'm a wife of 22 years, obviously mom to these three amazing children. I'm a serial entrepreneur and a 9-to-5 job rebel. I've pretty much been a business person my whole life. Okay, audio is gone. Gloria, you might try logging off and logging back on. Awesome. Good deal. I was introduced to network marketing 20 years ago and have been in the business over that time. I love it. I think it's the very best way for regular people to really create an amazing life. And I really built the old school way until 2003 when I decided to expand online and leverage the internet. And I really knew that was a way that I could really connect with more people. I just didn't know how to do it. So I've really spent over $13,000 in 18 months to learn how to do it. And really, my passion, guys, is to change lives. It's to help you sidestep the pain, the difficulty, and the expense that I experienced over my entire journey. And I just want to really be able to pour value into you. And guys, I know that everybody on the webinar, I'm sure, has the underlying feeling and desire to to have a home business. And I think most of us have our business based on hope. We have the hope of improving our life, the hope of making more money, the hope of creating more time freedom to do what we love with the people that we love. We have the hope that this will be an exit strategy, maybe from a job that we don't like, or maybe a vehicle to do what we're really passionate about. But the bottom line, guys, is this business is based on hope and founded on hope for everybody who ever decides they want to do a network marketing business. And this can actually be a pretty shaky foundation. So the difference between the hope that you have for building a better life and the reality of living that life is becoming a leader. And there are really three different types of people in this world. We've got established leaders, we've got up and coming leaders, and we've got followers. And pretty much everybody fits into one of those three categories. And so the goal when you start a network marketing business, or as you're training and teaching people that you're bringing into your business to start their business, you want to set that vision that they're going to become a leader, and that there's absolutely steps that you can take to do that. But first, let's talk about what the qualities of a leader are. And I'm just going to check and make sure everybody's still good over on the webinar. Awesome. So let's look at some of the qualities. A leader radiates confidence. They are not concerned with outside criticism. Right? Leaders know exactly what they want, and they focus their energy on achieving this. Leaders treat themselves with integrity, and they will not tolerate disrespect. Leaders offer tremendous value to others. They are givers, guys. They're not takers. They truly love themselves. They always radiate positive energy and optimism, and they will do what the majority of people are unwilling to do. Becoming a leader is foundational to taking that hope that we have and creating a limitless life through our network marketing business. So how do we become a leader? I really want to share with you how we can become a leader so that we can have that big team and we can earn the income and we can build a business that's going to serve our life and help us achieve our dreams. And it really boils down to knowing the qualities that all leaders share and then integrating those into our lives. And so let's look at some things that all leaders share in common. They have an abundance mentality. That is a big key to becoming a leader. Many people have scarcity mentalities. Guys, I was one. I was one that for most of my adult life, I lived with the idea that there wasn't enough. There wasn't enough time. There wasn't enough money. There wasn't enough people maybe at times when I was thinking about my business. And I just was always feeling like I was coming from this place of scarcity. And it wasn't until about 2 years ago that I really started realizing how this was holding me back in my life. And so I really went to work on this. And we're going to talk more about this. Leaders never come from a place of need. They don't ever need someone to join their business. They don't ever need people to do certain things for them. They're going to figure out how to make it happen. They're unfazed by criticism or other people's opinions. They don't worry about what other people think. And I think that's one of the biggest things that can hold a lot of people back when they first start their business, is that they are so concerned about what other people are thinking about them. Leaders are assertive. Leaders have posture and confidence. Oh my goodness, guys, posture and confidence, I think, is probably one of the biggest keys to success and to really becoming that leader. They uplift and improve the lives of everybody they meet. Leaders have fun and are playful, and they become invaluable to others because of what they give. And they are also very careful about who they spend their time with. That's a really big key to being a leader. So what do we need to do to become a leader? Well, there's two ways that we can become a leader and increase our value to others, because when you can become a leader and you can increase your value to others, then you're going to have people attracted to you and they're going to want to work with you. Okay. And it's through our own ongoing education. This business is really a series of about 5 steps. Personally, it's investing to learn what we need to learn. And then it's implementing what we are learning. So it's invest, and then we need to learn, and then we need to actually test it to make sure that what we're learning is working right. We need to make some adjustments, and then we need to repeat. Okay, so we invest in our own ongoing education. We don't go to school to learn how to be in network marketing. So we have to invest in ourselves continually. We need to learn. We need to test what we're learning, notice what our results are. We need to make adjustments, and then we need to repeat. And if we'll just keep doing that, we will become a leader. We can do this through who we spend time with. Leaders spend time with other leaders. And we're going to talk more about this in just a minute. So are you ready? Are you ready, guys, to get off the back row at your company events and be the one on the stage? Because the truth is, we spend time every single day getting ready, don't we? Each day. We spend probably 30 to 60 minutes getting our physical being ready to go, to get about our day. But what about our mental being? How do we get our mental self ready each day? Because we need to be spending time doing that. That's what leaders do. Leaders read for a minimum of 30 minutes a day. And as a matter of fact, my upline leader, he unfortunately recently passed away, but he would read for 2 hours every morning. He would get up between 4:30 and 5 and he would read for 2 hours. Now, I'm not saying do that, but if you can read for 30 minutes cumulatively during your day, leadership books, personal growth and development, that's a huge thing that leaders do. Listening to podcasts, to trainings, that's what leaders do also, because it's how we continually rewire our brain. And I realize I'm probably not telling you something that you didn't already know. Being selective about who you spend time with. Again, if you don't know people who are leaders who have those qualities that we talked about a minute ago, then find some people, introduce yourself, start going to some networking events, get into some different circles where you're going to meet some people who are going to really help you rise to your full potential. So some ways that you can actually implement this. Okay, so we know that we get ready every day, right? We know we're going to brush our teeth, we're going to take a shower, we're going to get our hair ready, get our makeup on if we're women, we're going to get ourselves dressed, we're going to do all these things. Well, there needs to be a pattern to getting our mental self ready. And there's really some ways to do that that don't take away from what you're already doing in your life. Now, obviously, if you're going to read, you're going to need to commit to time. You're going to need to either potentially get up, well, actually the first one, do a 30-day challenge. So this would be huge. I think if somebody actually did this, it would make a massive impact in their business. If you traded TV and radio time for reading and podcast trainings, and then actually working your business. But imagine not watching TV. Did you know that the average American, it's crazy. The average adult watches 19 hours of TV a week and is on the internet an average of 10 hours a week. That's 29 hours wasted. But even if you don't do that, I still find that we do mindlessly watch, turn on the TV or just tune into the radio. And guys, even if you're just listening to something, books on tape or different podcasts, think about how many songs you know that you've never probably looked at the words or really paid even attention when the song was on, but we can sing countless songs. Well, if we start to listen to trainings and podcasts and personal growth and leadership, that's what we're going to start playing over and over and over in our head. And it's powerful to change your thoughts. So ways to do that. Listening to personal growth to me is one of the easiest things to implement into my day, because I can do it while I'm working out. I wear a little thing on my arm and I'm going to work out 3 to 4 to 5 days a week. I can listen while I'm getting ready in the morning. Everybody's got their stuff loaded on their phones, or, you know, if you have a CD player, if you're going to go old school, that's great too. Driving to work, people can be listening to podcasts, people can be listening to trainings. And even if you're around the house, you know, if you're a stay-at-home mom and you've got kids, you can absolutely be listening to trainings, and that's going to be something awesome for them to hear. You can read, obviously, 30 minutes in the morning if you got up early, or, you know, carve out some time in the evening to read. And then you're going to seek out and spend time with people who are leaders, those people who are moving forward in their world. What I have found is that a lot of people will tell me, Emily, I don't have time. I don't have time to read or to listen. My day is so full. And again, I think if we were really honest and we looked at how much time we do watch TV or how much time we are on the internet, that's probably become even a bigger issue for most people. We could find some time. Because really, I mean, if we could carve out about 3.5 hours out of our week to read, and then if we could double duty between our listening to our podcasts and our trainings when we're doing other things that we would mindlessly be just going about, then we could actually really start to see some growth and some change in our personal growth. So the second thing we're going to talk about is how I actually focused and hit my target in just 90 days without spending extra time to do so. Because guys, the truth is, leaders get everything in order. They get things set before their week begins. What they do is they spend their time on paper on purpose before the day or week begins. This is powerful. So I spend about an hour planning each week. I sit down with my calendar, I sit down with my notebook, and I plan out my week. And I use a method called time blocking, where it's only one priority goes into each time block. And what I do is I break my life down into 7 different categories. Now, these are my categories. Obviously, you may have different categories, but I find that these are the ones that are what make up the majority of my life. The first one is spiritual and contribution. And I'm going to go and break these down really quickly. So what I do and what I recommend is either using if you use your phone for your calendar, or maybe you use a regular, you know, size wall calendar, or they even have those big ones, you know, that you can get at Staples or Office Max or something. And it might be helpful to have one of those big ones initially to really be able to see things and hang it up in your office, over your computer, or wherever it is that you're doing your work. But I block out time for my spiritual life and my contribution to like ministry type things. So for me, that's church. We go to church on Saturday nights and Bible study. I do a quiet time Bible study every morning, so I block that time out. I actually serve in a ministry once a month, and it's on Friday nights, so I block that time out. I know those things are set in my calendar. The next category would be relationships, right? Relationships are foundational. That's the thing that should be the most important thing to us. And so it's really important to block out that time in your calendar for those priority relationships in your life. So for me, that's date night. It's family dinners. It's time with my kids. It could be kid activities, right? Taking your kids to do different things, spending time with them. It could be having coffee or lunch with a friend. Those types of things that you need, that for me, I really do best. If I just leave it up to happenstance, it's most likely not going to happen. And so when I sit down and plan my week out, this is part of my planning. I plan out those times when I'm going to do those particular things. Health and fitness, another big important thing in my life. I want to work out. I want to stay healthy and fit. And so I block out the times I'm going to go to the gym and how long I'm going to be there. I block out, and this may sound crazy to you, but I set my bedtime because I know how important sleep is. It is one of the foundational elements for good health. And so I plan out, you know, that I'm going to sleep 7 to 8 hours every night. I plan out our meals, my grocery list, and I have that blocked out for times when I'm going to go to the grocery store so that I know that we have the things that we need in the house. And again, all this is going into my calendar. My career. So for me, that's my home business. I don't work outside this, but many people do. So people need to block that out in their calendar. Okay. And know that those times obviously are off limits because you have a priority in that time, and that's your job. Now, you may have times within a job where you have a lunch break, let's say, and you aren't necessarily quote unquote on the clock, and you can actually use that for something else from these other categories in your life. Your wealth and finances. Obviously, keeping up with expenses and staying on top of our money is a key thing that leaders do. Leaders don't let themselves get into a jam with their finances. And so that's what we have to do, is make that a priority to know when are we going to be making sure we're, accounting for our debits, and just however you do your finances. But that's a big piece. Oops, I forgot personal growth and development. So we already talked about that. How do you block that in? How do you prioritize that into your day and into your week? Career, we talked about, wealth and finances, and then free time and fun and social. Now, I think there's two different types of people, really. I think there's people who are fun, social people who have a really probably more challenge in getting disciplined around their business. And then I think you have people who are really like so focused on their business and driven that they have a hard time with the free time and the fun and social time. That would be me. I'm pretty type A, I'm pretty driven. And so I have to actually schedule fun stuff and social stuff and free time stuff because I like working. I like what I do. Now, it's important to have that balance. So what you're going to find, guys, after you've done this, after you've sat with your calendar and you've gotten all the things in your calendar, you're going to find that you have holes, that you can create new blocks of time for your business. And the truth is, you can work this business in 10 to 15 hours a week. You can absolutely, and be successful. You just can't work this business sometime. And once you do this, once you block out the time, and especially if we will limit our time with the TV and the internet is probably, again, the biggest, we will start to see that we do have time to work our business. Even the busiest people can, because when we block time, we commit to that time and we make it a priority, then we find that we are freed up to be able to have that extra time. It's not really extra, it was there all along, to be able to commit to doing the business 10 to 15 hours a week. And I'm going to tell you, our hope when we start a business for many people is to create time freedom. That's one of the biggest draws about network marketing. We know that we can compress a 40-year plan into 4 years. And that for most people is a big attraction. But in the beginning, and until you get the business built to a certain point, you will be trading, and you may have to see it as giving up sometimes, the very thing that you are looking to create, which is time freedom. You may have to make choices to work your business over pursuing a hobby. You may have to make a choice to work your business on Saturday, at least for a few hours. You may have to make the choice, short-term sacrifice in a different area. But I can promise you that if you will work your business consistently and you will block time like this, you'll create that calendar, you'll spend that hour a week planning your week out, you will set yourself up for a life-changing business. This is how I run my world. Now, guys, life happens, right? My daughter last week hurt her ankle. So that put I had to go pick her up at school. We had to go to the doctor. Yesterday, our truck broke down. I had to go pick my husband up at work. I mean, stuff comes up and we have to roll with it. But when we can be really concise and we can be consistently blocking our time, we're going to see really great things happen. So I'm going to jump over and see if we have any questions. Anybody have any questions, thoughts, comments at this point? I want you to make sure we're getting questions answered and that you're getting some good value. I hope that this is something that's really helping you to see how you can grow into the leader that's going to be able to impact people's lives. It's going to be able to achieve the time and financial freedom that you want from your business. So I'm not seeing any questions. So if you have any, guys, definitely pop them into the chat box. Okay, let's jump on to my favorite strategy. This is actually the strategy, guys. It's going to increase your results. It has increased my results by about 50%. And it's something that you might already kind of be doing, but we're going to take it to a totally different level. So leaders have a clear vision of where they are going. So how can we go someplace if we don't know where we're going? If we don't have a direction or a destination, then we will never know if we reach our goal. So we actually need to start with our why, and then we need to set some goals, because the goal is going to give us a target to shoot for. It's going to give us a destination to focus on and a reason for moving forward. And I'm telling you, leaders are visionaries. They're people who have a massive vision for their life. I have a huge vision for my business, to build a massive global team of motivated entrepreneurial go-getters who are out to change this world, not just their own families, but as many other people and families' lives as they can, across the world. And I want to travel. I want to pay for my kids to go to college, you know, with us being completely debt free. I want to be able to have a second home at the beach. I'm going to have, you know, I'm going to have those things, guys. I absolutely know it, because I've set the vision for that to happen, and I'm putting into practice and taking the steps to make it happen. So leaders have, like I said, they have a clear vision of where they're going. So I want you to start with your why. Okay. If you don't know your why, we're not going to spend a lot of time on this tonight. This would be something that you need to kind of drill down in and get really clear on why you're doing this business. Because if the why isn't big enough, guys, there are going to be days that you're not going to want to do it. And the why is what's going to drive you to do it. Where do you want to be? This is a great question. Where do you want to be in 90 days? Because some people think, how could something happen in 90 days that could really change my life or my business? But I'll tell you, it is. And I'm going to tell you a story in a minute. But I want you to think, where do you want to be in your company? What rank do you want to be in 90 days? So like by July 6th, okay? So today's around, what's the 8th of April? So we're going to say around July 6th, or around July 4th, let's say. 4th of July, that's easy to remember. Where do you want to be? What rank do you want to be? How much income do you want to be bringing in? And you want to create that vision for where you want to be in 90 days. And you want to write down your answers. So what I recommend, guys, is taking that list that we went over just a minute ago, the 7 areas of your life, okay? Spiritual, career, health and fitness, personal growth, fun, free time, relationships, all those, you know, wealth, finances, all those areas, and create at least one goal in each area. Okay, just and it can be more if you had like maybe some big goals in your career, in your network marketing business. But create at least one. And then you're going to write that goal. You're going to take that idea and you're going to write it in first person present tense. So let's say that one of your goals is a rank in your company. And so you're like, I am a 3-star fleet commander, ha ha ha, right? In my company, I am. You're not going to say I will be. You say I am. Or if it's about an amount of money that you're going to be making, you could say, I love how effortlessly $3,000 a week flows into my business. Okay, you want to speak first person present tense. This is powerful, because what this is going to start doing is really rewiring your brain. So once you get those goals really clear on the goals in those different areas, and you write them down in first person present tense, and I have a little book that I write all mine in. It's like my little goal vision book. Then you're going to read these like affirmations, is really what they are, twice a day, envisioning them to be true. So I want you to visualize and picture whatever it is that you're saying. If it's an amount of money, I want you to see that amount of money coming into your account. If it's that you're that 3-star fleet commander in your company, I want you to see what that looks like. Maybe it's a pin. Maybe it's you know, something that's in your back office from your company, or whatever's going to give you that vision and that picture. Maybe it's that you want to lose 20 pounds or 15 pounds. I want you to envision what you're going to look like when you've released that amount of weight. I want you to create clear, specific goals. Write them down in first person present tense. And then I want, at the end of the 90 days, I want you to evaluate where you are and what you've accomplished. And this is the deal. I don't want you to celebrate too big. And I don't want to be, the reason I don't want you to celebrate too big is because I don't want you to do the flip side if you didn't reach your goals. I don't want you to berate yourself or get down on yourself for not hitting them. Guys, these are just a mark. They're just something to be shooting for. Leaders always have big goals, and most likely they don't reach them, but they get a lot closer than they would if they made some kind of a goal that was super, super achievable. Let me give you an example. So last year in June, I sat down and did exactly what I'm telling you guys. I took my list of areas of my life, I created goals, I wrote them down in first person present tense, and I read them every day. One of the goals that I had for my business, and it was a personal goal too, but it was also business, was to be on stage at my national conference in my company. Well, I was fairly new. I made a shift last year in February into a new company. And so this was June, so it had only been about 3.5 months. Well, I really wanted to be on stage at our convention in September, and I wanted to speak. And so I wrote that out clearly. I am asked, I speak at the, blank convention in September, blah, blah, blah. And I read it every single day, morning and night. And there were some days I was like, oh my gosh, why am I even reading this? I'd start to question myself. I'm like, nope, just keep reading. And so I read all my goals. Well, let me just tell you. So August 31st came, which was the 90-day kind of cutoff. And I didn't celebrate too much because I had achieved some things. And I didn't berate myself because some things hadn't happened. I just rewrote my goals out and I started again. Well, on September the 8th, I ended up getting an email from a gal at corporate asking me to please prepare a 5-minute speech because they wanted to showcase new leaders in the company, and I was being asked to speak on stage. Guys, I just started bawling. And not so much even because I was speaking, because I was getting to speak, but because of the dream that I had had in my heart and the vision of being able to do that, and it actually coming to fruition. I mean, it was powerful, and it just solidified in me so deeply how important it is to do this. And I will tell you that it does take some time, to read this, obviously every day, twice a day. So I actually took a course 2 years ago, and I actually have re-implemented that after this first 90-day time I did this, the one in June. And I started recording myself. So I still wrote the goals down. I still turned around and wrote it in first person present tense. But then this course that I took really taught me how to do that at a deeper level. And it also taught me how to record myself with music in the background, and particularly Baroque music. And the reason is it really, studies show it's a way to super learn, and it's a way to change your brain. So I really encourage you to check out this course. This is a link right here. You can go to emilyquisenberry.com/life-vision and check out this course. Ann Webb, I met her a couple years ago on a webinar, and I was blown away by the results that she was helping people to get with the course, with the information she was teaching. And this is where this kind of comes from. And so I just encourage you guys, if you are looking to take your life and your business to the next level, and you want to be efficient in your time, because imagine we can listen to something over and over and over again much more easily than we can read it, right? Reading takes time. We have to be focused solely on that. We can't be driving. We can't be getting ready. We can't be working out. We can't be cooking dinner. And we can't be doing those things if we're reading. But if you're listening, and the beauty of that is it's actually impacting your brain on a much deeper level when you're listening. So check that out, because I think you're going to be really impressed with what you see. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything. So are you guys ready? Are you ready to take the next step to become a leader. I want you to imagine that you have a big team. I want you to imagine that you are the leader in your company and that you are earning big money. And do you see that amount of money in your account? Do you see the value that you are pouring into other people? Always investing in yourself, always learning, always testing, always teaching, always giving. Can you see this? So what one step, guys, are you going to take tonight to implement at least one of the strategies that we've talked about so that that vision that we just talked about can really become your reality? Are you going to start to really commit to personal growth, reading or listening? Are you going to challenge yourself to get around some leaders and to really spend time with some people who can help you grow? Are you going to start time blocking and really creating a schedule, guys, and a calendar that serves you, not you serving it? Or are you going to take this idea of creating a life vision and really working on getting clear on your vision and repeating that so that you start to see things change in your world? Which one are you going to do? Because if you walk away and do nothing, nothing will ever change. We have to take a step. So my two invitations to you tonight. Number one, check out Ann Webb's course, emilyquisenberry.com/life vision. Check that out. Number two, I want you to go to my fan page, guys. I am sitting here behind this computer screen and I can't see you. I can't hear your aha light bulb moments. And I really want to connect and know what's going on in your life and in your world and in your business. So if you could pop over to my Facebook page and let me know one major tip that you got from tonight's webinar, something that made an impact on you and that you're going to integrate in your business, I would appreciate it. That way I'll know. We can talk about it. I can be a resource for you and I can help you to achieve that. I want to connect with you because I want to see you put this stuff into play in your business so that you can become a top recruiter and a top earner in your company. Okay, so this is my Facebook page, and if you haven't liked it, you can like it while you're there. It's just facebook.com/Emily Quisenberry fan page. So guys, I want to thank you so much for your time this evening. And I just want you to know that you absolutely can, in whatever amount of time you have to give to this business, to your business, I want you to know that you can be successful. You can achieve, your dreams. And that is, it's going to take time, it's going to take effort, and it's going to take hard work. But I absolutely know that it can happen. It's happening for me and it's happening for many other people. So I'm back. I'm going to check on see if you guys have any questions. Awesome. Love the videos. Feel like I learned more. Thanks, Anne. Awesome. Great feedback. You want to learn how to build your team even more. Absolutely. That's a skill, guys. And that's the beauty. That is the beauty of this business. Every single thing about this business is a skill. So it can be learned. As long as you are willing to learn it, you're going to start to see me. Hey, here I am again. As long as you're willing to learn the skills, you can absolutely be successful. So we can move from follower. If we're a follower, we can move to an up and coming leader. We can move to a leader. And all that is committing to personal growth. It's listening, it's reading, it's getting around other leaders. Guys, the skills that we need to build a business, inviting, prospecting, presenting, collecting a decision, getting new team members started, team building, all those things can be learned. And that's why we want to have, if you have an upline that's teaching you that, that's great. Track upline until you find that person. Plug into stuff that I'm offering. Invest in yourself. You will never ever be sad for the money that you put in to building yourself, because no matter what happens with your company, and I just want you to hear this, no matter what happens with your company, guys, you have you. And Any money that you put into yourself, you can carry forward. Guys, the company I'm in now, I've been doing this, like I said, off and on for 20 years. It is not the company I started with, right? This is the company I'm with now is my 4th company over that 20-year time period. And I have learned so much. I still have so much more to learn. And I love the process of it. I love the fact that I can invest, I can learn, I can put it into play, I can test it, see how it works, I can make some adjustments, and then I can teach it. I can teach it to you guys, and I can help you guys get on that same track so that you can turn around and do the very same thing. That's all people ever do. I don't want you to think that anything I'm telling you is an original idea, because truthfully, it's something that I have learned from someone else, and they learned it from someone else. And that's the beauty of it. So you want to surround yourself with people who are going to encourage you to rise to your full potential, to become the person that you were created to be. And I believe that's our biggest job on this earth. When I get to the end of my life, that is what I want to be able to look back and see, is that I gave it all. Everything God gave me, I was able to use to not only improve my life and my family, but guys, this world, we have such a gift that we can offer people in our business. But the thing is, we have to do it in a way that doesn't put people off. And I'm passionate about helping people learn how to brand themselves and not brand their company or their product line, but to really brand who they are. Because again, your company, my company, they could be shut down, or we could, have another opportunity that we feel like could be better for us or our family. So if we brand ourselves to our company, then yikes, we're kind of in a mess. So I know I've kind of gone off on a rabbit trail, but so any questions from you guys? And yes, actually I do coach, absolutely. So go to my website, and there is a tab. So it's emilyquisenberry.com. There's a tab that's for coaching, and just click on that. And there's actually a little thing you can fill out, and that'll send a little message to me, and then I'll get in touch with you. But yeah, absolutely. So any questions? I want to make sure I cover anything that you guys have any thoughts about. Okay, well, I know that we've kind of gone, well, good. I'm not too off time, even with all my technical difficulties in the beginning. So guys, listen, I do this webinar every Wednesday night. And my passion is to pour value into you guys. My fan page, I do the same thing. My goal is to really help home business owners to build the business that's going to take them to their dreams. And then I also, in my blog, if you're not on my email list, which now if you've registered for the webinar, you will be on my email list. But I actually have a free prospecting series. It's emilyquisenberry.com/prospecting blueprint. I'll actually type that into the chat. Sorry, I've got to move all my stuff out of the way, because that is my free series on how to become a prospecting powerhouse, guys. It's the scripts that I used to become the #4 recruiter in my company last year. I think I typed that right. And that's just a free gift. It's 3 videos that'll come to you over a series of days. If you do grab that up, just know that in the first week or two, you may get a lot of emails from me. And I don't do that to try to just bombard you, but I send out my blog. I blog about 3 times a week. And so you'll be getting that in between getting the videos too. So plus webinar reminders and things like that. So my intention is never to blow up your inbox, and though it may feel that way. So just know that things will level out. But if you grab up the prospecting series, which has got great information in it, you may get a few emails, more than what maybe you thought you would. So, okay. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for all your feedback. And I look forward to talking with you soon. And I'm just going to pop off and say good night. And I just appreciate you guys so much. I just want you to know that I'm here to help you live a limitless life and to create a life that you love and a business that gives you, helps you live your dream. So I will see you soon. Thanks, guys.